We do not have time. I had this person come to me in my chats, and keep in mind, I don't know this girl personally. Um, but she was chatting to me on Instagram and she was telling me this problem that she had in, you know, school. That there were these group of girls basically favoriting this other girl in the group. Um, and basically like giving her more attention than this girl, even though this girl that I'm talking about, she said that she was closer to them, you know? Um, but she realized that they basically gave her no attention. They kept on leaving her out of conversations, having inside jokes, leaving her out. Um, Constantly degrading her and picking on her. And this girl, obviously I don't know her personally, but by the way she was speaking to me on chat, I could just tell that she was a genuinely kind person, but she let her niceness, in the way to be disrespected and not actually do anything about it. She was telling me how she kept on feeling isolated and feeling lonely around them, that they would be in a group, but she would just feel extremely lonely and isolated as if she wasn't there. They were completely just invalidating her. And whenever she would tell them, her feelings and how she feels about the behavior that they're distributing to her, they would call her sensitive and dramatic and, the usual. This is what manipulators do. This is what people that are genuinely not good people, that are selfish, that are manipulators, this is what they do when they have someone, you know, tell them about their behavior. They start to switch it onto them and they call you sensitive and dramatic when all you are doing is literally reacting to the disrespect, reacting to their behavior. But she was telling me how she did not want to be alone. She didn't want to sit by herself alone. She would rather sit with the people that were disrespecting her, that were making fun of her, that were doing all of these horrible things that no human being deserves, especially if they're a genuinely good person. She was telling me how she does not want to be alone. She's scared, to have people perceive her a certain way when she sits alone. So she would rather sit with people that disrespect her, that don't value her, that don't cherish her or respect her, than be alone with herself. And she was telling me all of these things. And obviously, I'm the type of person that always likes to help people. Like, it's a habit of mine. And sometimes it gets to a point where I give out my valuable advice to people that don't want to hear it, or that don't want to change, or that they just keep complaining about it. They just keep telling me their problems, but they're not actually doing anything about it. So it gets to a point where I start to like not say anything anymore because of how much I want to help people. So that's been something that I've been, trying to sort out as well, because you can't help everyone, and not everyone deserves your help. Not everyone needs help. Some people just want a shoulder to cry on. Some people just want to, I get venting, I'm all here for it. I'm not the type of person that just gives people advice and they don't want to hear it. I If people want to vent out to me, I'm here, but it gets to a point where it's continuous and it's a constant cycle. Someone having the same problem over and over again, and then they come complaining to me about it. And then because I'm the type of person to just like help them out, because I've experienced this, I've experienced so many different types of people, and I have so much experience in it and wisdom that I can share and that I can give, and that is very valuable, which took me years to experience, which is why now I'm at the place, that I am. And the person that I am is because I had to go through those friendships. I had to go through those negative cycles, and like I had to go through those tests with people to have the wisdom that I have right now. So, because it's just very like natural for me to just want to help someone and just give them all of my attention and all of my help and all of my energy, because I genuinely want to help out that person. It's not for me, it's for them. Um so yeah, I was just like giving her, based off of my experiences, because I've dealt this very same thing a few years ago. And I've had a lot of experience in this field, of isolation and loneliness and being excluded from groups and stuff. So I told her that, like, listen, like, I understand that you don't want to be alone. You don't want to sit by yourself, and it's scary. I used to be like that as well. But the step that you need to take is to just get yourself out of that friendship. They've already shown you that they're not willing to listen, they're not willing to respect you, they're not willing to love you or care for you. That every time you told them, that you didn't like how they were treating you, or just simply showing them their behavior, they're invalidating it, they're switching it onto you, they're gaslighting you, they're calling you sensitive and shifting the blame onto you, which is not what you want in a friendship. A friendship is all about communication, it's all about accountability. A healthy relationship or friendship, it's all about accountability and listening and empathy and good communication skills, and actually like willing to listen to the person that is talking to you about their feelings and looking at it from their point of view, instead of just switching the blame onto them when it's clear as day that you're the one that's disrespecting them and not treating them in the way that they deserve, and all they're doing is just telling you your behavior. So I was telling her, I've literally seen this kind of behavior, literally, like I've memorized these types of people, I've memorized their lines, I've memorized their actions, their behaviors. I know it so well. So I was like, these people are calling you sensitive because they don't want to be clocked. They don't want people to tell them that what they're doing is wrong. They just want to use people. They just want to, act all selfish in relationships and manipulate people and gaslight them and blame them, because these people are highly insecure. They're not secure within themselves. They're not confident. They're not happy. They're miserable people. So they're obviously going to suck the life and energy out of you and take any ounce of, you know, misery that or happiness that you have, and in the end to make you miserable, because that's how they want other people to feel, because that's how they feel inside. These people are very insecure, so they obviously want victims. These people, you know, are just really evil people at the end of the day. They just want victims to just put their claws onto them and just walk all over them and expect them not to say anything, and just want them to literally be like, just like lay down on the floor and step on them. That is literally what they want in other people. So when they're confronted by a person, when they're confronted by their behavior, they obviously don't like that, because they're not used to you confronting their behavior. They're used to you just dealing with it and just being literally like a plastic bag. Like, they're used to you being stepped on. They're used to you being manipulated by them. They're used to you accepting their behavior and lowering yourself and lowering your values and shrinking yourself to their level and even lower, literally as if you mean nothing, as if you're literally a plastic bag, like a bin. They're used to that. So when they get confronted by this, they don't like it. They're uncomfortable because it's like, for them, it's like, how come you're talking now when I've disrespected you all this time? You're selfish. You're sensitive. You're dramatic. You're this, you're that. The name calling starts to happen because you didn't confront them right in the moment. They're obviously going to switch the tables around to make you seem like the bad guy, because how dare you have respect for yourself? How dare you defend yourself to me? How dare you confront me for the inexcusable behavior that I'm portraying to you? How dare you do that? That is how these people think. But these people are miserable. Misery loves company, so they're obviously gonna want to hang around with miserable people as well, because I'm telling you, no secure, confident person that is actually, confident in themselves and secure within themselves is going to hang out with miserable losers like them, because they know their worth. They surround themselves with people that make them more confident, that make them happier, that respect them, that treat them right. So the people that are friends with these miserable lowlives are people that are miserable themselves and that actually have no self-respect. Do you want to be a person that has no self-respect and hang out with people that you're not obligated to? You don't need to hang out with these people. Nobody's forcing you to sit with people that don't respect you, that don't value you, that don't have the decency enough to actually listen to when you're telling them your problems. Like, how pathetic is that? Because no, they're the ones that are benefiting at the end. What do you get in return? How is your life looking like? How do you feel in the end? You're doing all of this overthinking, all of these, you know, negative cycles and doubting and literally lowering yourself and shrinking yourself. And you're coming to the point of questioning if their behavior is right. You know it's not right by how you feel. If you feel miserable, if you feel like your energy has been sucked out of you, if you feel insecure around these people, if you feel drained, if they're name calling you, if they're not having the courtesy or the decency to actually listen to you, or to, respect your time or respect your presence, and they're constantly just ignoring you and just hyper focusing on one person and basically neglecting you, acting like you're not even there in front of them, not even having the decency to listen to you when you speak, and cutting you off and interrupting you every single time you open your mouth. Like, I'm sorry, like, what is this? What is this? And it actually pains me when I see this happening. And it pains me that people think that they have to, put themselves through torture. Like, why are you torturing yourself voluntarily? Why are you torturing yourself? Why are you putting yourself through this? I genuinely don't get it. And the reason why, like, I might seem mad is because genuinely, like, I've experienced this so much in the past, and it's been a few years now that I haven't experienced this, to the point where it's like, I wasted all of those years sitting with people and contemplating and doubting and overthinking and constantly forgiving, when no behavior was being changed, nothing was happening, no one was apologizing, there was no accountability. These people just genuinely didn't care for me or respect me because they kept on continuing to disrespect me, or to continuously treat me in a way that was so disgusting that I was miserable in the end, because I was questioning, what did I do? Why, like, what? I don't get it. Like, I'm not like this. But at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with you and all to do with them. These people are miserable. These people don't look at themselves in the mirror. I'm telling you, these people are highly insecure. People that are secure, that are confident, will not lower themselves or shrink themselves to fit. People that are secure and confident will not lower themselves or shrink themselves to fit someone that has such a low self-image of themselves to the point where they physically gag whenever they look at themselves in the mirror. Because I'm telling you, when you have a rotten heart, when you have a bad personality, when you're borderline evil, you can't look at yourself. Nothing will be good enough for you. Even if externally people call you pretty, if you're not a good person and if you treat people in a way that is so harsh and disrespectfully, and you're just not a good person, you're a negative person, you have to just lower the people around you to make yourself feel better, and just like not treating anyone with kindness or respect. I'm telling you, that will make you ugly. That will make you not like yourself, because a person that is genuinely good, that has good character, that is secure within themselves, that sees their worth, because they're literally alive and breathing and have gone through literally so much. And, who are you to think that you can treat me that way? Like, absolutely not. Like, why am I existing right now? And why have I gone through everything that I've gone through to still lower myself to people that will never see my value, to people that will never appreciate me or respect me or love me or care about me? Because it will always be shown. I don't care if people scream at you that they love you, that they respect you, that no, nothing's wrong, that they actually do care about you. If you don't feel respected, if the words that they're telling you, if the actions that they're showing you is showing you that you're not actually being respected, because if these people actually respected the people around them, or these people act differently with the people they respect, what they admire, and you can see it. So it's like, why is it any different? Why is it any different? Like, why is that behavior excused when it comes to you? When you see them, when they're with their friends, when they're with people that they respect, that they hold their tongue, that they actually, you know, hold themselves accountable to. Why are you any different to those people? Are you not worthy of respect? Are you not worthy of love? Are you not worthy of appreciation? I don't get it. Because why are those people more important to you? What have those people done for you to not do anything, be kind, be genuine, have a good heart, but you're lowering yourself, you're disrespecting yourself in the process, because you're still continuing to be with these people after they've countlessly disrespected you, after they've pushed drama and misery and problems into your life that you did not ask for? I don't get it. Why are you doing this? Who told you to do this? Nobody's telling you to do this. You're doing this to yourself. So the reason why I said this example and why I mentioned this conversation is because I was losing my patience, because I could tell that this person is genuinely kind, because she was questioning, like, why are they doing this to me? Like, I didn't do anything to them. I'm always nice to them. I'm always, showing up for them and this and that. I'm telling you, being nice to these people is not the answer, and is definitely not the way to go, because the more nice you are to these people, the less they respect you. There's a difference between being kind-hearted and being nice. Being nice is meaning that you are a people pleaser. You are nice to people that don't respect you because you're scared of them leaving you or saying anything to you or whatever. You're scared of being alone. You're scared of saying what you actually want to say because that means leaving the people that don't respect you because that's what you're comfortable with. You're comfortable being in these kind of toxic relationships because in your mind it's like, well, I'd rather be with people that don't respect me than be with myself and build my confidence and build my self-esteem and work on myself and actually be a self-respecting, confident human being. That is what these people are. So there's a difference between being nice and kind. Kind people, they don't give out their kindness to anyone. They don't share it to everyone. It does not mean that they're cold. It does not mean that they're heartless. It does not mean that they're rude. No, they're just not going to be manipulated. They don't surround themselves with everyone and anyone. They're selective with the people that they surround themselves with. They're selective with the people that they show their kindness to. And that is a self-respecting person. But in this society, of course, the person that is confident and respects herself and is selective with the people that she surrounds herself with. She has her close circle. She doesn't ask for attention. She doesn't beg for validation. She's not chasing for anyone. In their eyes, that looks like a selfish person, a person that, you know, isn't nice, isn't whatever. But at the end of the day, the person that is nice, the person that is a people pleaser, these people are benefited by because they step on them. They don't respect them, they step on them. And I'm telling you, you can be kind and still be disliked, but you will be respected. Being nice, it might mean that people like you, they don't like you, they like the version of you that lowers yourself for their standards. They don't actually like you. Because I'm telling you, nobody likes this behavior. Nobody likes a people pleaser. Especially people that are confident, especially with people that have high self-worth. Like, I can't stand it. I can't stand someone that shrinks themselves for people that will never see their worth or value or respect them. You know, I would rather be disliked than be disrespected. Because I'm telling you, who values a person that doesn't respect themselves? Who values a person that is just nice and a people pleaser and just shrinks themselves to fit anyone and everyone? Nobody values a person like that. They pity a person like that. Do you want to live your life being pitied? Having people feel sorry for you? Because that is the most disgusting thing ever. Being pitied and actually wanting to be pitied. That's even more disgusting. That's like literally like, ew. Why would you want to be pitied? Like, why do you want to be a victim so badly? Do you not have any backbone? Do you not have any respect? You clearly don't. Because you want to be pitied. You want to have people feel sorry for you, then respect you. So what? Sit by yourself. Enjoy yourself because you are all you have. You're telling me you're living for other people that don't do anything for your life, that don't benefit you in any way, that actually make you feel miserable, that are the cause of your misery, that are the cause of your insecurities and self-doubt and self-hatred. What are these people doing for your life? Are these people helping you? Are these people growing you? Do these people help you get out of bed? Are these people helping you in your hard times and listening to you when you want to vent, when you want to cry, when you want to, have someone to talk to? Where are these people at the end of the day? They're nowhere. They're nowhere. Don't wait for people to respect you. Don't wait for people to value you. If they don't value you, they will never value you. If they don't care for you now, they will never care for you. But I'm telling you, the minute you start working on yourself, you start accepting your solitude and loving your solitude, because that is the most confident thing ever. That is the most inspiring thing ever to other people, even if they don't want to admit it, even if they don't want to say it out loud. People will always envy a person that can sit by themselves and can love it, and that can genuinely love being in their company, that doesn't need anyone around them, that doesn't need validation or attention, or doesn't need to be around people to feel secure and to feel confident. No, they're confident in themselves. They're secure within themselves. They're not begging for attention. They're not begging for validation. And she was telling me that she would rather endure, because she has a year left of high school. She has a year left until she graduates from it. She would rather just endure it and wait and be in this misery and be in this insecurity and low vibrational energy and negative people and these problems and insecurities and, uh, you know, doubting herself and doubting her worth and literally lowering herself to fit these people's expectations that will never be met. These people can't even meet their own expectations. These people are not pleased with themselves. When someone is not pleased with themselves, they will never be pleased with anyone else. Nothing that you can do. You can bend yourself in half, and these people will ask you to bend yourself even more. You can literally be crumbled, like literally into pieces, shattered into pieces. You can break yourself into pieces, and these people will ask you to literally like evaporate yourself, literally like be invisible, like not, because these people are not pleased. These people will never be pleased, no matter how much you bend. And why are you bending yourself for them? If they cannot see you as you are, fully, no bending yourself, fully, your full package, they don't deserve it. They're not worthy of you. So she was telling me that she would rather endure a year more because that's what she's got left, and then she'll cut them off. Why are you waiting? Like, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting to feel more miserable? Because I'm telling you, these people will cut you out of their life when you literally just open your mouth. These people will cut you so quickly, they won't even hesitate. Because these people don't care about you. They don't care about you, they just care about what you're giving them. These people are selfish. They're looking for things. They're looking for you to bend for them, to benefit them in any way, to literally bend yourself to them, to literally, like, they don't care about you. This is not care. I'm telling you, these types of people are greedy. They're selfish. And then they will be the most selfish people, and then they have the audacity to call you selfish when you're literally just reacting to their selfish behavior. Like, excuse me, like, it's actually laughable. Like, why do people still continue to stay in these friendships or relationships that don't benefit them, that bring them misery, that bring them stress? Why are you voluntarily putting stress in your life? Do you want to be ill? Do you want to have a chronic illness? Do you want to have literally like mental scars that you cannot heal from? Do you want to have to go into intensive therapy because you're putting yourself through this misery? I don't get it. Are you trying to destroy yourself? I don't understand. Just get out of your comfort zone. The reason why these people are feeling this way, the reason why people are still staying in these relationships is because it's comfortable for them. They're used to that chase. They're used to that thrill of being disrespected or having someone not value their worth, so they're constantly bending, and trying to prove their worth to people that will never see their worth, because it gives them that dopamine rush, it gives them that thrill. It's a bit twisted, but these people have experienced this enough to want it even more, to crave it even more, because they're not used to respecting themselves. How can you end this is when you get yourself out of that toxic relationship. You don't even need to say anything. You don't even need to explain yourself. You don't even need to tell them for the billionth time that they're disrespecting you, because what have they been doing all this time? Twisting your words, twisting the narrative to make them look like the victim and you look like the villain. You don't have time for that. Just literally get your stuff, pack your stuff, and get out. Don't even say anything, just get out silently. The best way is to get out silently, because you've tried and tried and tried. What is trying even more going to do? If people actually wanted to change for your sake, if they actually respected you, if they actually cared about you, they would have changed a long time ago. You wouldn't have had to constantly go through this misery and this constant cycle that you put yourself in because you thought that these people were capable of change. Trust me, people show you that they're incapable of change if they're not actually doing anything about their behavior. If they're just apologizing with words and not changing with actions, that is how you know. It doesn't need to get more difficult than that. Let's stop making everything so difficult and just look at what people are showing us. Let's open our eyes and look at the disrespect that these people are showing us. That's all you need to do. Pack up your stuff and then leave. That's it, because she told me that she wants to be in friendships where she's respected. She wants to have people that respect her. You cannot have people that respect you if you're still staying in relationships where you're not respected. How can you expect to have people that cherish you and love you and respect you fully if you're still in relationships and friendships and situations where you are not cherished, you are not appreciated, you are not respected? The good things can't happen if you don't let go of the bad. If you let go of the bad, if you get yourself out of that situation, your people will come to you naturally without you even doing anything about it, because then your soul is aligned to what you're meant to receive. But if you're not receiving what you're meant to, it's because you're staying in relationships and situations where you're stuck, where you're not respected, where you're not receiving what you're giving. In order for us to receive what we give, we first need to stop giving to the wrong people, to the people that don't actually take what we're giving them and cherish it and honor it and give it back to us, because relationships are all about giving and receiving. You can't live a happy and fulfilling life if you're not receiving what you're giving. And this applies to everything, in work, in everything, not just relationships. If you're not getting what you're receiving, it's not meant for you, you know? So first you have to stop putting yourself in cycles where you are disrespected. And I'm telling you, these cycles will keep continuing and keep repeating themselves. And people, the same types of people, will show up in your life, even if they're different people. They will show up having the same patterns, the same behavior. And it feels like you're in the same cycle over and over again, because you're still choosing to not give up those toxic people. You're choosing to not let go. When you let go, everything comes into your life. All of the abundance, all of the love, all of the happiness and respect, you will receive it when you let go of what is harming you. It's as simple as that, because I have dealt with this so much and consistently right? To the point where it's like, I am finished. I will never put myself through that again. I will never lower myself or shrink myself or put myself in situations where I'm not respected. Why? Because I've worked on myself. Why? Because I took that step and it was uncomfortable. It was difficult, but I had to put myself in that solitude, in that aloneness, to work on myself, to answer questions about myself, to really get to know myself, and to really, you know what it is that I look for in a friendship, in a relationship, in other people. You first have to do the inner work to get the external result. But how can you expect to get the external result if you're not doing the inner work, if you're not going inwardly, if you're not doing the deep work and the shadow work questions and asking yourself the questions that need to be answered? Nobody else is going to do that for you. But the right people will come into your life once you've done that work. But first, you have to let go of the old patterns, of the cycles that keep you stagnant. You let go of the people that are harming you. What we should strive for in this life is peace, is tranquility, is a state of awareness, is a state of, you know, actually wanting to live life. But first, we have to ask ourselves, what am I doing that causes these same situations to show up in my life? Why is it that I've cut off this person, but this other person that shows the same exact traits keeps coming up? It's because you're still holding on to those people. You're still holding on to the version of you that accepted that kind of toxic behavior. First, you have to let go of that. You have to accept the situation and then you have to let go of it. How can you expect to have friends that love you and cherish you if you're still in situations where they are making fun of you, they are calling you names, they are disrespecting you, they are literally walking all over you? How can you expect to be respected in the end if you're still in those situations? It's not logical. It's not realistic. You have to think in a logical way, like how am I still putting myself in these situations and then I have the audacity to expect anything different? Have high expectations of yourself and of other people. Have high standards. And frankly, the high standards that people call high is literally just respect and receiving love and unconditional love and care. That is not something difficult. That is not something unachievable or impossible. You can be in a relationship or a friendship that you are respected, that you are loved unconditionally, where you have it all, where you give and you receive. Look at the life that we're living in. How is it that other people have what we're striving for, but we don't? And then we have the audacity to call it impossible or to call them lucky. No, they're not lucky. They worked on themselves. They went through things that you didn't see. They've had to build that strength to actually receive that respect, that love. They value themselves. They see themselves, they see themselves highly. So that is what they receive. They're not lucky. They're not just blessed. No, these people had to work on themselves. They had to love themselves. They had to ask themselves those questions and work inwardly and do the inner work, which is why you're seeing them shine and blossom. So don't envy these people. Be inspired by these people. What are those people doing that you aren't doing, that you can do to receive what they've already received? That is a real question. That is what you need to ask yourself, because no one in this life is just, existing and that's it. No, every single one of us goes through battles, goes through hardships, goes through tests. Life is a test. So if we actually want to become better, if we actually want to achieve what it is that we want to achieve, if we actually want to have the love that we want to have, the spouse, the friend that we want to have, the life, the leisure, the house, the job that we want to have, first we have to ask ourselves those questions, what it is that we actually want, and then go for it. We can't just think and not do. You have to put in the work, you have to put in the actions, because otherwise you're just literally like living the same life and it's on loop, on repeat. Who wants to live that way? It's not anyone else's fault. You're responsible of the problems that you continue to put yourselves in. Even if it is other people that is doing that to you, you are still making that choice to accept it. You are still making that choice to surrender to these people. Like, these people are not to blame. They're just continuing to disrespect you because you're giving them that access. You're allowing them to. But you can say no. You can say no. You can have boundaries. You can be like, you know what? I'm not going to be in this relationship anymore. I'm not going to be in this friendship anymore. You don't even need to announce it because you've announced it enough. You've said it enough. You've constantly cried out to these people, reacting to their disrespect. But what have they done? Victim blaming, literally making themselves the victim, putting you in the villain light as if you did anything to deserve that. But at this point, you kind of do deserve that if you're still continuing to be in that relationship, to be in that friendship. You know what? I'm just gonna say it here. You deserve to be there because you're not picking yourself up. You're not doing the work. You're not actually getting yourself. All you're doing is complaining, 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 crying, crying, crying. Why these people like this? Why are these people treating me this way? Why am I not respected? Why am I not loved? It's because you don't love yourself. The people that actually love themselves will not hesitate for a second to get themselves out of a situation that is bringing them misery, that is bringing negativity in their life. Because people that are self-loving will look for that love in other people, will look for that peace in other people, because they're secure within themselves. But you can only achieve that once you go inward. You have to be independent. You have to go through this alone. You have to teach yourself. You have to get yourself and put yourself together, because no one else is going to fix you. No one else is going to save you. You're expecting these people they're just going to switch around and just change their behavior and suddenly be all nice and kind. They won't. They won't, because they've shown you that they're incapable of that. Don't wait for anyone to respect you. Respect yourself first. Love yourself first. And then people can start loving you. Then people can start respecting you. Because that is what happens. You're seriously going to put yourself through misery when you could literally get sick from it, have to go to therapy from it. Literally, you could go mentally insane. You don't know. You genuinely don't know. Like, why are you putting yourself through this torture when these people don't even think for a second, don't even hesitate to disrespect you, to call you names? They don't even think. They just say it. How rude is that? How disrespectful is that? To have someone to just treat you in a way and not feel bad, not care, not have any heart. Because these people are heartless. All they want to do is blame you. All they want to do is manipulate you and control you. But once you defend yourself, once you put yourself together, because these people aren't scary. Why are you scared of these people? They're literally so pathetic. The fact that they're acting this way, the fact that they treat people in that manner is so pathetic. They're literally losers. Why are you scared of pathetic people? These people hate themselves. That's why they're treating you like that. It has nothing to do with you. Stop asking what you did. You did nothing wrong. These people are just miserable. That's it. There are miserable people in this life. But you do not have to deal with that misery. You're miserable enough in your own life. You're dealing with your own misery, with your own problems, with your own battles. And you're telling me you're going to voluntarily listen to these people's problems that they will not fix, that they will have you to cry to, because they know that in the end that you're not going to have the respect to walk away. But how pathetic is that? You're more pathetic than them, because at least they're doing it knowing that, they have a pathetic life. You're putting yourself in a life that you don't want to be in, but you have no one else to blame. No one is forcing you to live this way. No one is forcing you to be with these people. Who are these people at the end of the day? Are they living your life? Do they see your struggles? Do they even care about your struggles? No, they don't. They only care about themselves. These people are selfish and greedy. Stay away from them. Stay away from them.